Choosing the right tent can make or break your camping experience. Whether you're heading out solo, planning a weekend with the family, or need something that can handle unpredictable weather, your tent needs to match how and where you camp. In this video, we're counting down the top 6 best tents for 2025. Each one brings something different to the table, from lightweight designs and fast setup to roomy interiors and all-weather protection. We'll break down their key features, what they're best suited for, and what to consider before buying. All product links are listed in the description below. Number 6. White Duck Bell Regatta 13-foot canvas tent. If you're after comfort, space, and durability, the White Duck Regatta Bell tent is hard to ignore. This isn't your standard nylon pop-up. It's a heavy-duty canvas tent built for longer stays, group outings, and even glamping setups. The 13-foot diameter gives you plenty of room to move around, sleep, and store gear, and the 4-season design means you can use it almost any time of year. Made from 100% Army duck cotton canvas, the material is both waterproof and breathable. It regulates temperature far better than synthetic tents, helping you stay cooler in the summer and warmer in the cold. The tent fits up to 6 people comfortably, and the layout leaves enough room for a queen-sized mattress or even a small table and chairs. It includes a stove jack that's heat-resistant and silicone-coated, so if you're bringing a wood stove for winter camping, you're covered. The frame uses galvanized steel poles and reinforced corners add extra stability in rough weather. Mesh windows and vents keep condensation down and improve airflow, especially on warmer nights. Now, it's definitely not a backpacking tent. Fully packed, it weighs about 66 pounds, and setup takes more time than a typical dome tent. But that trade-off gets you an extremely durable, weather-resistant shelter with a ton of headroom and charm. This one's best for campers setting up a semi-permanent base, families staying multiple nights, or anyone who prefers a more luxurious feel at the campsite. It's not the cheapest on the list, but for what it offers, the quality holds up. Number 5. REI Co Half Dome 2 Plus. For backpackers who want a little more space without carrying extra weight, the REI Co Half Dome 2 Plus is a solid pick. It's designed for 2 people but adds just enough interior room to avoid that cramped feeling that often comes with ultralight tents. Whether you're on a multi-day trail or just out for a weekend hike, this tent balances comfort, function, and packability. At around 5.5 pounds packed, it's not the lightest tent on the market, but it carries well and offers noticeably more room than most in its class. Inside, you get 35.8 square feet of space, which is wider than many standard 2-person tents. The 42-inch peak height also makes it easy to sit upright without brushing the ceiling. It features 2 large doors, each with its own vestibule, so both campers get their own entry and gear space. The vestibules are roomy enough for packs, boots, or even a small camp chair. Setup is straightforward thanks to color-coded DAC poles and clips. The ripstop nylon canopy and full-coverage rainfly are seam-sealed for weather protection, and the mesh upper panels allow excellent ventilation. The crossbowl design helps create more vertical walls, giving the tent a more livable interior and better wind resistance. It packs down easily into a backpack and doesn't hog space like some bulkier models. The footprint isn't included, which is a small drawback, and it's not intended for cold weather or high-altitude trips. But if you're looking for comfort, reliability, and that extra bit of room on the trail, the Half Dome 2 Plus is a smart choice, especially for hiking pairs or solo trekkers who like a little more elbow room. Number 4. Coleman Sundome 6. If you're looking for a simple, affordable tent that gets the job done, the Coleman Sundome 6 is a go-to option. It's a no-frills shelter designed with casual camping in mind, and for the price, it offers more space and comfort than you might expect. Perfect for weekend getaways, backyard campouts, or the occasional family trip, this tent is especially appealing for beginners or anyone who wants to keep things easy. The 10 by 10 foot footprint can sleep up to 6 people, and the 6-foot center height means most adults can stand upright inside without crouching. It's surprisingly spacious, especially if you're using it for fewer than 6 campers and want to keep gear inside. Coleman's WeatherTech system includes welded corners and inverted seams to help keep water out, though it's best suited for light to moderate rain. If you're expecting heavy weather, sealing the seams and using a tarp is a good idea. Ventilation is solid, thanks to large windows and a ground vent that promotes airflow, helpful in warmer weather. Setup takes about 10 to 15 minutes with 2 people. The fiberglass poles aren't the strongest out there, but they're flexible and lightweight. Just don't expect this tent to handle high winds or prolonged storms. There's no vestibule space for gear, and the zippers can stick if you're not careful. Still, for casual use, the value is hard to beat. The Coleman Sundome 6 is best for families or small groups who camp occasionally and want something straightforward, roomy, and budget-friendly. It may not be fancy, but it gets the basics right. Number 3. NEMO Aurora Highrise 6P. For families or small groups who want room to spread out without giving up comfort or style, the NEMO Aurora Highrise 6P is worth a look. It's a car camping tent that feels more like a livable space than just a place to crash. With vertical walls, oversized doors, and a smart layout, this tent is designed to make your time at camp more comfortable. The floor measures 100 by 120 inches, and the 75-inch peak height means most adults can stand upright throughout. The steep sidewalls create more usable floor space, which makes moving around inside easier, especially helpful with kids or taller campers. It fits 6 sleeping pads side by side, but feels even more comfortable when used by 4 or 5 people with gear. Setup is straightforward, with color-coded poles and clips to take the guesswork out. The durable polyester rainfly and floor have a 1,500mm waterproof rating, and the frame holds up well in moderate wind. 2 large vestibules provide exterior space for shoes, bags, and other gear, while overhead pockets help keep essentials off the floor. The interior is a standout feature. The light-diffusing fabric gives it a bright, airy feel, even when fully zipped up. It's not built for winter camping, and it packs large at around 16 pounds, so it's not meant for hiking. But for car camping, it's hard to beat. The Aurora Highrise 6P is best for campers who care about livability and layout, ideal for family trips where comfort matters just as much as function. Number 2. REI Co Base Camp 6. When the forecast isn't looking perfect, the REI Co Base Camp 6 is the kind of tent you'll be glad to have on hand. Designed with stability and weather protection in mind, it's a rugged, dome-style shelter that's built to handle unpredictable conditions better than your average car camping tent. It offers space for 6 people with 84 square feet of interior room and a peak height of 74 inches, enough to stand upright for most campers. The dome shape is reinforced with an extra ridge pole that helps boost headroom and adds structure in windy conditions. 2 large doors make entry and exit easy, and each has its own vestibule for gear storage. Combined, the vestibules provide a good amount of covered space for bags, shoes, and cooking supplies. The Base Camp 6 comes with a 1,500mm waterproof rated rainfly that offers full coverage and large roof vents, accessed by interior zippers, allow for effective airflow and moisture control. Even in damp or cold conditions, condensation buildup is minimal. It's not ultralight. At roughly 20 pounds packed, it's heavier than some others on this list, and the extra poles means setup takes a bit longer. Also, while the tent floor is decent, adding a ground tarp will help with long-term durability, especially on rough ground. This tent is ideal for families or small groups who aren't afraid to camp in shoulder seasons or variable weather. It delivers dependable performance, good ventilation, and practical storage without feeling overbuilt. If your trips sometimes involve gusty wind, rain showers, or colder nights, the Base Camp 6 is a smart, reliable choice. Number 1. The North Face Wawona 6. For campers who want space to stretch out, stash gear, and stay comfortable in changing weather, the North Face Wawona 6 stands out for all the right reasons. It's one of the most livable tents in its category, and the oversized vestibule alone sets it apart. Whether you're sheltering from a sudden rain or just looking for extra room to relax, this tent delivers. The front vestibule adds an impressive 44.7 square feet of covered space, big enough for a couple of chairs, a table, or even 2 bikes. Inside, the tent offers 86.1 square feet of floor space and a peak height of 76 inches, so most campers can stand and move around easily. It's a double-wall tent, meaning it has a separate rainfly and inner tent for better airflow and condensation control. Setup is manageable thanks to DAC color-coded poles, but it does take a bit longer due to the size, especially if you're pitching it alone. The ventilation is excellent with mesh ceilings, large doors, and roof vents all working together to keep air moving. And when properly staked out, the full coverage fly handles rain and wind with no trouble. It's not the lightest option at 26 pounds packed, and the larger footprint means it needs a decently sized campsite. But once it's up, the interior space and organization, complete with ceiling pockets and side storage, make it feel more like a cabin than a tent. The Wawona 6 is best for car campers, families, or small groups who plan to stay more than a night or 2. If comfort and gear space are priorities, it's a top-tier option that's built to last. That wraps up our list of the top 6 camping tents for 2025. Each one brings something different, whether you're camping solo with family or planning longer stays in unpredictable weather. Think about how many people you're camping with, the conditions you expect, and how much space you want to carry. You'll find links to all the tents we mentioned in the description below. Let us know in the comments which one you're leaning toward, and if this video helped, consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching.